In this video, I'm just going to go over some of the torques and forces that we apply to the golf club. I know this is not a real sexy video, but it's a video that's much needed if you want to improve your skill set.
What's going on? So, I always talk about evidence-based instruction, evidence-based information, right? So, but before I unpack this, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button, thumbs up or thumbs down. That makes a huge difference. Doesn't make a difference which one, because that's your personal choice. But what does make a difference are your comments. So please leave a comment. Matter of fact, drop in the comment box where you're watching from. Whatever city, whatever state, whatever country, whatever continent you're watching from. I appreciate that, all right? So what I talk about today is what's happening with the forces that we're applying to the golf club. Now, it makes a difference just understanding the forces that we're applying to the golf course. And I'm not going to go really deep kinetically or biomechanically on this, because I don't think that every client needs that. I'm just going to give you a little bit of information that may help you understand what are we applying to the hub, what are we applying to the handle. So in the golf swing, and let's talk about what matters right through here, right? All right. So on the golf swing, when we get back to here, the forces that we apply to the golf club is like a force that goes around the corner and then comes back out for a right-handed player to the left. That's the force we're playing. This handle is actually an impact. You can't pick it up from the naked eye, but this handle is actually going up and back, which allows the head to go through the strike zone at a very, very high pace. Now, when we add the pivot and turn to that, we're here, the forces are going on the club right here, right? We talked about the videos in lag, right? I said lag is cause and effect. I don't try to add lag. If you want to go back and find out how I teach lag, go back and pull up lag. Is it real or cause and effect, all right? And then it'll show you how I teach that word, that instance that happens in the golf swing, right? So when we do everything correctly with our transition, right? So we pulling the sword out, right? Which lowers the club. We're on our transition, right? Shift, recenter, and then we're starting to swing. Then we're putting a force, and the force is actually in between both hands. That point in between both hands, to get technical. So then we putting a force on the club, right? So the force is going right here. Now here's when you see a better player when they just whipping that club into the ball. What they're doing is they're here, they're turning, but here's the key right here. They've maintained their rotation into the last possible minute, right? Even the pelvic is opening up, but the shoulders are still closed, and then boom, right there, boom. This target side shoulder has to speed up. It has to be going faster than the arms. It has to be going faster than the hands, because what that does is catapult that club head into the ball and get a big compression. It has to be. And it's something you can work on with a wedge. What I did, I feel, and I don't know if you can hear that compression, but what I'm feeling is that target side going up and back, as what that does is putting that force. Now look what happened. That force comes around, bam. I still got my shoulders almost, 10% closed. Club head is almost 8% open, which is going to be square when you start here. The problem I see with a lot of players, they try to get this motion from flipping the forearm over. And then you asking for a nightmare, because then once you start flipping that forearm over, then you got to time it. So Tuesday you may time it, Wednesday you may not time it, Friday it may be timed, Saturday and Sunday you can't even find it. Because trying to time that forearm rotation is a task that only probably 10% of players in the world have ever been able to achieve. And then they were only able to do it 33% of the time. When you look at their stats and they cut line, they only did it 33% of the time. So it's a precarious thing, So we know right now, if you start getting that pivot rotation, a body activated transition downswing, and then right here, keep the shoulders closed, feel they close, and then pivot with that shoulder going up and back. And I feel I'm compressing, and I feel I'm just finishing really hard. I'm finishing really hard. I'm actually hitting hard, I really am. Again, set up on it. Bottom two grooves. There you go. One person you can see that's doing that really well right now. I'm gonna get a different club, folks. Let's grab a longer iron and hit a couple right here. And I want you to be able to hear that compression. And again, the forces that we're using is that we're doing a body activated transition. It's recenter. When you recenter, you've already picked up that lateral power that we talk about, right? But then that's not everything, because right now we're putting a force on the handle. In between two hands, we're putting a force on the handle that's coming around like this. It's going to exit. For a right-handed player, that force is going to exit. Even if you feel you're reaching towards your target, it's still happening. It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference. That force is happening in the golf swing, but the difference between a swinger and a hitter, go back to Homer Kelly, is a swinger is somebody who actually feel they're tossing the bottom end of that club, right? And a hitter is actually smashing it and then coming out of it. Like I said, excuse me, folks, they just cut the grass, allergies. Like I said, somebody you can really watch that does it really well is Colin Morikawa. Tommy Fleetwood is one of the best at it right now, using the forces, but it's really critical that you understand just a little bit of it. I'm not asking you to become a biomechanist, Here we go. And I'll take you to the course and hit a few out there also. But what I just feel I'm really coming low and left, getting low and left really hard. And I'm not trying to finesse it. I'm actually getting low and left. Boom! I'm getting over there. I'm getting that target side shoulder. It's pivoting open on me, which is gonna smash that club into the ball. Okay, I'm gonna take you to the course and hit a few down the line for you, but this is gonna be a game changer only if you put the work in. If you go out there and you get frustrated, it's not gonna work for you. You're not gonna compress the ball. You're gonna be slapping into the ball instead of compressing the ball, because this is a basic course on how we use forces. And once you understand just a little bit of it, it's gonna change the way that you think about the task. And that's the name of the game. Think about the task. All right, here we go. Let's take it to the course. Okay, so here we go. So let's take it to the course. You know what I say, my philosophy is, if it doesn't work on the golf course, why are we using it? Why are we using it? So I would say within a 3-week period, that whatever you're working with your coach with, it should start seeing some usable and transferable benefits on the golf course. So here we go again. I understand what the force is happening in the golf club. So I know, so I'm not gonna fight it. So many times in golf, we fight what's actually happening with the implement. All right, so here's a little tip also. You know how you actually go to hit on a launch monitor and you have your shot dispersion circle? All right, transfer that shot dispersion circle onto the golf course. Now, my shot dispersion circle is anywhere from 7 to 13 yards left of the target line. So knowing that going in, I'm going to aim on the right side of the green, because then anything that happens should be a pretty predictable good shot. All right, so I've transferred my shot dispersion circle on the golf course. Hey coach, I don't get on launch monitors. Well, you don't have to. You know what your miss is, right? The only thing that the launch monitor is giving you is a more precise miss. That's letting you know. Like I said, mine's is 7 to 13 yards left of target is my shot dispersion miss. All right, you see the shot in my mind's eye? I'm focused on the trajectory of the shot. I'm going to take one rehearsal swing, really working on the force when I'm working on the day, transfer it over to the course. Just like that, folks. That's a beautiful ball right there. So take it to the course. You don't have to take it to the course right away like I did, because this is a motion I already have in my golf swing right here. So it's already really deeply ingrained in me. But you're going to have to spend some time on a driving range feeling that you're not delaying the motion and the forces of the club. Remember, this handle, the force we putting on it is coming here, and then the pivot of the shoulder will help square it up, and it's gonna shoot that club into the strike zone. And the thing about videos like this, they may not be like the sexiest videos, you know, for golf, but they are very instrumental in helping that 33% of golfers that I talk about, the ones that really want to put the work in. Like, I'm gonna tell you the truth honestly, if I have 10 lessons today, or 10 lessons every day, out of those 10 lessons, I would say 3 to 4 people are going to actually do the required work to improve. The other 6 are going to have some type of excuse and life issues, and always, sometimes it's not a bad excuse, sometimes it's life, you know. Oh man, the last week I had a customer, the water heater and the deep freezer both went out at the same time on Labor Day. Well, I didn't expect him to go out and play. He had to go, you know, get serviceman. He had to go to Home Depot, buy another deep freezer. You know, he had to get a water heater put in. You know, those are legit excuses. But then you got people who just get distracted with social media, movies, and whatnot, and they don't put the work in. So I'm gonna take you over here and I'll show you this ball. That's why I say these videos ain't the sexiest videos, but they are videos that are much needed. Ball right here. I want to see the pitch mark. That could be, oh, right here. They're going to pitch mark right there, and the ball rolled out to here, and the pin hitting right there. So again, remember, the forces make a difference when you start understanding them. And I'm not saying that you have to have a PhD in kinetics, biomechanics, you know, kinesiology. I'm not saying any of that. But if you can just gather a basic understanding of the forces and the torques that we are applying to the golf club, to the implement, it can help you out. I mean, I've seen it help out a lot of people just getting a better understanding of it, because the way they were swinging the club, they found out it was counterintuitive to the motion that the implement was creating. So I hope this video helps you out. Again, like I said, I know it's not the sexiest video, but it's a worthwhile video. It really is. Take care. Peace.